Hello there, sir. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. My name is Jace LaCaille. Pleasure to meet you.
I'm sorry, was it Jason?
Jace, yes.
Jace, I'm Jim Gibbs.
Pleasure to meet you, Jim. May I take a seat?
Sure.
Awesome. I spoke with your secretary a little earlier. I just wanted to come in. I wanted to have about 20 minutes of your time.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
cool. I am a manufacturing representative from Advanced Drainage Systems. I want to come. I've been trying to contact you for some time now. So I want to come in and finally introduce myself and meet you and ask some questions for you.
Oh, okay. And I just got here a couple of weeks ago. I'm filling in for Tiffany, who is on maternity.
Okay. Do you know when she will be back?
I don't. I mean, 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks.
Like
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
That usually happens. So yeah, with pregnancy and babies and stuff. So
Yeah.
Awesome. So I did want to ask, kind of, with you being on leave here, Tiffany makes the main decisions around. I mean, do you help with those decisions at all?
Well, Jace, and it is Jace, right?
Yes, it is.
Jace, I've been with Kiewit roughly 12 years, although on the transportation side down in Houston, originally from Nebraska. And when Tiffany went out on maternity leave, they asked me to come and help out. And now, unfortunately, it's very busy. We had zero time to transition, that sort of thing. So I'm really fulfilling her role. Is what I'm doing. Okay, cool. I do have a question. You mentioned you had you've been with the company for 12 years? Yes.
How much growth have you seen with the company?
Tons, absolutely tons. I mean, Kiewit, as you know, started in Omaha, almost 100 years ago. But over the last 12 years, tons of growth. And again, I live in Houston. I mean, they were involved in the majority of that construction down there, just building out the highways down there.
Oh man, I am from Texas, so I understand the construction and infrastructure on the highways, man. I-35 is nuts. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So you have close to 22,000 employees. You said you've gone to Houston and everything. You have a couple locations in Canada and in Mexico. Do you plan on expanding worldwide or anything like that?
Kiewit?
Yes.
In general. I honestly am not privy to those decisions or that particular vision. But I mean, we've got jobs in not only North America, but South America. We finished up a job in Australia. So I don't know about Europe or Asia or anything like that.
Cool. The reason I asked that, ADS, we are worldwide. We have quite a bit of locations pretty much everywhere in the world. So if you were looking to expand throughout the world, we do have plenty of suppliers and manufacturers that are throughout there. Okay. So I really wanted to emphasize on that one. But again, I wanted to kind of ask, what is your main source of industry here that you do in Nebraska? Because I'm a representative that I represent from Des Moines all the way to Scotts Bluff. So what's kind of the main industry that you have in Nebraska?
Well, the main industry that we have in Nebraska is primarily engineering around highway development.
Okay.
But that's not what I'm really tasked with. Again, I'm tasked with helping out with what Tiffany was working on. And the big project that she was working on was negotiating a national agreement for drainage and sewage for projects like highways and other things that we're working on.
Okay. Do you know who your current supplier is for your drainage systems?
I do. As a matter of fact, Chase, we're highly fragmented on that, meaning that we buy from multiple suppliers. And as a matter of fact, we just had one of our suppliers transition out of supplying us. It's kind of left us in a little bit of a jam. But yeah, we've got 4 or 5 suppliers that we deal with.
Okay. So you mentioned you have multiple suppliers. Are those for multiple industries as well? Do you like to have one supplier particularly for one infrastructure, one supplier for residential, one supplier for industrial? Do you do that, or?
That's a good question. What I'm working on is having one national account, one supplier where we can leverage our spend for drainage and sewage.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. So we are one of the biggest manufacturers in the world for these pipes and congregated thermoplastic pipes. So that does deal with a lot of the drainage and residential that you're looking for, and residential and infrastructure as well. So there's that guy. And then also, I did want to say, with the infrastructure, do you work with the government a lot? Are you trying to bid out government bids?
Frequently. Frequently it's state or federal. Yeah.
Okay. So does that limit your margins? Because the government usually wants to get the most.
It can. It can. Yes.
So that does limit your margins with how much you can buy of your construction, yada yada yada.
Yes.
So, okay. Cool. Okay. Very much. So mostly the infrastructure is with the government.
Some of it is. I mean, there again on the projects, it can be state or federal, especially when it comes to highway. But I mean, not always. But yeah.
Okay. So what kind of soil are you digging up? I mean, not going to say what kind of soil. What kind of equipment are you using to dig your soils to compact your highways?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jason, I'm the wrong guy to have those conversations with. I mean, those are the engineers, the engineers, the planners, those sort of people that really know that. I'm on the procurement side, trying to put together a national agreement.
Okay, cool. So there is a lot of information that we need when it comes to the soil, because obviously with the packing the highways and everything, how they do the soil and how they dig up is very important to what we do. So it's just a question that I would enjoy. Let me see here. You said you've been here with 12 years. How many different suppliers have you seen come and gone?
Oh, quite a few.
Quite a few.
Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem at all, sir. How are you doing today?
Real good. Sorry to interrupt. Kevin Hunt, VP of Supply Chain.
Jace, LaCaille, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Sorry to interrupt. I needed to catch up with you on some national contract stuff.
Okay.
When you have a second. So what are you guys talking about?
Right now, we were just talking about, I was getting into, we had a past account here. I viewed from our CRM systems, and I wanted to kind of get to the bottom of what exactly happened.
Where are you at?
I'm with ADS.
Advanced Drainage Systems?
Yes.
Oh, well, I can tell you real quick what happened. In fact, I would advise you to stop this meeting immediately. So about a year ago, we found out that there was some under-the-table stuff going on between your last sales rep and our purchasing guy with some bribes that completely unethical. Obviously, once we found out about it, we immediately fired our purchasing person for accepting that. I have no idea what happened to the sales guy that was with you guys, but we stopped doing business with you guys immediately because of that. So I wish I had known. I would have told you never to meet with this company because as far as I'm concerned, I just don't know where you guys stand when it comes to doing business. So,
well, I'm sorry to hear about that on behalf of the company. Obviously, I'm a completely different person. I had no idea what was going on here. If you'd like to go ahead and sit down in this meeting, I could give you a lot of information about ADS and where we stand now and how that's not going to happen again.
Yeah, I'd love to. It's probably still too soon for me to sit down with you guys, but you're more than happy you're here. I'll let you continue talking with Jim. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't know that I could ever do business with this company, at least not anytime in the short term. So feel free to explain to Jim. I'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
I'm sure you're a nice fellow. So good luck to you, but you know where I stand.
Thanks, man.
All right, thanks.
I'll see you later. Thank you.
That was interesting. I had no idea that was the case.
And obviously, I had no idea either. So just so you know who that was Ben, who is the VP of purchasing.
Okay.
So.
And obviously, that purchasing agent was not you. Was it?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I've been here 3 weeks, so and I obviously was unaware of that.
Okay. Do you know if that was Miss Tiffany at all?
I
have no idea.
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I know, but that's not good.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear about the misfortunate information. I had no idea that was the case. That has nothing to do reflect on me or ADS. That was just a current employee, I believe. So again, I'd like to kind of talk to you about what we can do to change that. So like I was.
Well, I'm more than willing to have the meeting with you, but I want you to keep in the back of your mind for us to go forward. I mean, Ben is an important player in this. He's the VP of purchasing. So.
Yes, for sure. Definitely. I'll have to get that. So again, I'm looking for another meeting again to progress this situation. Would he be another person that would be interested, or I wouldn't say interested, but would be valuable to talk to in that situation to try to break through?
Well, yeah. Short answer is yes, but I mean, you heard what he had to say. I don't think he's going to be willing to meet with.
Okay.
Not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. Okay. Well, hopefully we can progress this and then change his mind a little bit with how he perceives that. That was obviously just one event that happened. happen. It's a misfortunate event, but that doesn't categorize everybody and everything in this business. So I think that through time and progress, that we'll be able to change his mind. So,
Okay.
all right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So again, we are the largest manufacturer in the world, so we'll be able to help you out worldwide. You are 22,000 employees, correct?
Yes, roughly.
Okay. Are you looking to grow those employees? Are you wanting to kind of stay where you're at, or are you looking to really expand the business?
Oh, I believe part of Mr. Kiewit's vision has always been to grow.
Okay. So no matter what the situation is there more industries that are growing faster than other industries? Because I know here you're based in Omaha. You have a mining and infrastructure, a lot of different parts of your business. Is there one that grows more than the other that kind of helps everything out?
Short answer is yes. I mean, right now with the emphasis on infrastructure, I mean that's really driving the business. But all of our segments are growing. And what I'm interested in, what I'm tasked with, and what my role is to pick up where Tiffany left off and really work on the drainage and sewage national agreement.
Okay, cool. So you said you have many different suppliers. These are all distributors, manufacturers. Who do you get your drainage from?
Again, it's very fragmented. Mm-hmm. So both manufacturers and distributors.
Okay, cool.
Now
we are a manufacturer. So if you were to go through us, we would not have to deal with any distributors. If you were to, well, I mean, obviously to get things to people, but you would go straight through us. And again, we have suppliers all over the country, so we'll be able to get you anything pretty much anywhere at any time. So what are your lead times with your current distributor? Do you have to wait a couple of days? I mean, where you put the order in to where you get ready to install?
Well, and again, for the last 12 years, I've been in Houston. I've been on the transportation side, and I've been up here for 3 weeks. Still kind of got my foot in Houston in their business, but I'm really tasked with picking up where Tiffany left off with this drainage and sewage national agreement. So I don't know if I'm the right one to ask that question, but I'm tasked with putting that deal together and having it implemented within the next 6 weeks. Okay. So that goes to your delivery question, I guess. That's where my head's at. That's what I've been asked to do. So.
Okay, and within that transportation, what all did you do? What all in transportation, just in Houston? What?
Well, I was in procurement and worked with the planners in regards to lining up the suppliers and those sort of things.
Okay. What constraints have you had from finding this national deal? Or how long have you attempted to find this national deal?
Well, again, Tiffany went out on
maternity leave
3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. So I've been involved for 3 weeks. And as far as constraints, I mean, I don't know if constraints is the way I've articulated, but there's challenges. There's challenges around putting the deal together. I mentioned that our purchasing is very fragmented. We're dealing with 4, 5, 6 different suppliers or distributors or manufacturers. So we're wanting to consolidate that, leverage our spend, reduce our costs, and implement a deal within 6 weeks.
Okay. I really believe you can do that with ADS. I believe that you can come through with our availability around how much we deal and how large we are. I really believe that we can save you a lot of money and get you the product where you need it fast within that 6 weeks.
Well, help me understand that. I mean, how would a deal be structured? What would that look like?
Well, it also depend. It would all depend on the programs that you have, what you need for construction materials, what all goes into it. Obviously, that'd probably be a later meeting to what goes into how much you need, what you need, where you need it, what products you need. You know what I mean? I want to know if you're dealing with turbulent water. That really depends on the pipe that you have. You know what I mean? Water doesn't just run straight through pipes. It goes all over the places. So when it comes to industrial water, there's a lot of regulations that go into that as well. So those kind of questions I'd really like to say for a later meeting. I'm just trying to get to know a little bit about what kind of problems you're having. Like you said, you need that deal. Those suppliers are kind of going out. You're looking for one large supplier. So, we can really help you there. And also, trying to build this relationship again, because obviously the relationship we had before, or that you all had with the company before, was not adequate. So.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to this deal that we need to structure within 6 weeks and have it implemented. Is something like that doable? Do you have the capability to do that? If so, how?
Yes, I believe we do. I'm not quite sure on how. I do believe that we can make that deal happen, and we can have, within the 6 weeks, I have to go back and talk to some more people, my boss particularly, to talk about how we can do that, but I do believe that we can make it happen.
Okay.
So.
And who would sign off on a deal like that? And how would you be able to take, you were talking about 22,000 people, Kiewit, national, that sort of thing. How would you line up with this? How would you take care of this nationally?
Oh, we have some of the best customer service in the nation. We have great online reviews through customer service. But we have, again, we line up anything you need in those particular areas. We have service centers that are all over the United States and within those areas that you need. So we can have all kinds of customer service and particular people that need to come out, engineers, technicians, anybody that needs to come out for a specific task. Okay. So we have that going. So again, I'm based here in Omaha. I go from Des Moines to Scottsbluff. So if you were to do anything in Nebraska, I'm here all the time. I'm available here in Omaha. So anything that you need, I'm right here in Omaha to get whatever.
Who would we be dealing with in California, New York, or Florida?
Just particular reps there. I can get you the information later on about who exactly will be in those specific locations and areas. So a little later on, I can get you all the information of who exactly it's going to be and how many people you will have to be dealing with in what areas and how many different suppliers you have in that area. Okay. So. Where is your main port of business with infrastructure right now in the United States?
Oh boy, main port of business, is that what you said?
Yes, where most of the infrastructure business that you have, where is it in the United States?
Oh boy, good question. I'd say Houston.
You say Houston?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Houston is nuts. Houston, yeah. They'll never have anything ever done in construction, huh?
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
So where at in Houston are you located?
Me, Woodland Park.
Woodland Park, up north.
Yes, sir.
That's a good part of Houston.
Yeah.
Do you like it up there? Is the weather treating you all right? It's a little different than up here.
I actually like, I was born and raised in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
My 12 years in Houston has been great. I would like to get back to Nebraska. I'd like to raise kids in Nebraska in the Midwest.
For sure. Yeah, but coming from down there in the hustle and bustle of the city to coming up here in Nebraska is completely different. Yeah. I'm a UNK student. I graduated from the industrial distribution program. I was a wrestler, as a two-time All-American. So again, very familiar with Nebraska and how it rolls. I am from Austin, Texas, so it was a very big transition to come from here to Nebraska, but I really enjoyed it so far.
Okay. Good.
So I've been with this company for about 13 months now, so still trying to get my foot in the door, getting all my training in, and learning these products very well, and making it happen here.
So you're going back to Texas?
I do not know. I came here not knowing anybody, so I am very much aware that wherever the best opportunity is, I should take it. It's not about, you know what I mean? Ooh, I have these precautions that, this is what I want to do. I'm very open to going out and doing new things. So yeah, very much so. It's been a ride, man. Beside all this stuff, coming up here and doing this, it has been incredible. It really has. One of the best decisions of my life has been moving halfway across the country and seeing all that white snow that I've only seen about twice in my life before I came up here. Obviously, being from Houston, you understand. Yeah. It's good for you. Thank you very much. It's been something else. Yeah. And this whole situation in the sales event's been something else too. This has been a very eye-opening experience in this right here, being sitting here talking to you face to face. It's been really incredible. Okay. So the first sales meeting and then this, obviously. So okay, it's been nuts. It's been fun. So really enjoying it and looking forward to the career fair tomorrow and everything as well. So yeah.
So in regards to the national account deal, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? Obviously, I would like your commitment to another meeting where I can come in, I can bring you a lot more product lines, I can do a lot more research on what exactly that you're needing. So you need the national account. So I need to look into how much we can do, right? I'm sure we can do a lot, but you know, if you're a national account, we need to make sure that we have enough product. You know, we make that we have that product online and we can get it to you at that point.
Okay.
So I would really like to talk about how much you need, where everything is going.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, can I have your commitment to another meeting, sir? Definitely. Very nice. Can I get your information as well?
Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. I actually don't have a business card on me, so I'm going to leave a resume right here.
All right.
For you. That has all my information on it.
Thank you, Jace.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It was a pleasure today, sir. Can I get a commitment for another meeting sometime?
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome.
You got it.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate you.
Good luck.
Thank you.